Thanks for staying with us. All right, we're still discussing this really hot topic because, as I said, we like to take learnings from it. And before the break, we're discussing, especially how when you're in a marriage with somebody and the woman is struggling to get her husband to either listen to her or to be able to understand her feelings, not just me telling you to go and get a job or me telling you to go and do, it's the feeling, how am I feeling? The things you do, your joblessness, how I feel about it, your shouting, your dirtiness, how you reprimand the kids, how these things make me feel. We don't really address feelings. We tell you to just get a grip. What is it? I'm the man. Your mother-in-law will tell you get a grip. It's not how his father talks, you know?
Yeah.
So these are issues that we need to talk about and bring to the fore because many people just think it's normal.
Nigerians don't even talk about feelings, generally.
Yeah, so the problem is, because we marry at the level of our self-esteem, and we know that a lot of people at the time they got married did not even know who they were. Yeah. They didn't have that self-esteem. They didn't have that self-respect. Marriage was a necessity. Once you graduate from school, your mother is already looking at you. Where is the man? Your father is already counting. Please go, so that there will be space for your younger ones to take your room. You know, we matured into, let me just finish school and get into marriage without understanding. I have seen relationship dynamics where the man knows that he has to listen to his wife because at the time he met his wife, he met her when she knew herself, when she had self-respect, when she had a healthy self-esteem, when she was able to draw boundaries. From the time that they are dating, you come and you miss Yan, I will clear you. If you don't like it, we break up. I used to tell people I'd rather have 15 boyfriends than have 15 marriages. That meant I had to start scrutinizing. In fact, I've dumped somebody for talking to me about my father anyhow. I just ended the relationship. I didn't explain anything. I just took a walk. If you can disrespect my father in your statements, you don't even know him. From the small gist I gave you, he's already entering your head like you know us. And you can disrespect him, bye-bye. My daughter would say, girl, bye, right? So when you marry from that level where you do not understand who you are, these men capitalize on it because they do not have the proper training to help you boost your self-esteem. So they are not doing anything wrong in the sense of it, but they are operating from where they are, and they may not be able to help you. Yes. Now, a lot of marriages are stuck in that position where the man does not understand that he needs to listen to the feelings because he's not there yet.
But that's more. Yeah. Let me take it in another angle. You've married, and in marriage, you've discovered yourself. Yes. You've discovered what you're worth. Yes. I think that's the most important journey every human being should take.
Yeah.
You know, you are too priceless. You are too limitless for you to allow somebody talk down on you. Yeah. I respect myself too much. So it starts from you knowing yourself, respecting yourself, putting a premium on who you are. Then you treat yourself with that premium and you will redefine in your marriage how you'll be treated. It is a very tough journey if your partner is also not on a self-development journey.
Yeah.
If he is, you will catch up.
Yes.
But if he is not, he would over time realize that the way my wife is always packaging, I cannot do anything less for her because of the way she treats herself. Right. I'm gifting you something. I see the way you treat yourself, the way you treat me. I will not be able to do anything less than that.
Yeah.
So it's important for people
to give an example.
Respect themselves.
Let me give an example. I've always complained here about my husband's shouting and everything, and he's always had this thing of shouting. And earlier in the year, I started praying for him because it was getting to me a bit. And I started praying for him. And I told you recently that he was telling me, what is your prayer about? God should give me calmness. It's money I need. Tell God, don't do this, your prayer of calmness. But did you know, I heard him pray for himself. He started praying just yesterday. I would do last week. He said, Father, Lord, I'm asking for calmness of spirit. And I'm thinking to myself.
It took a while, it gets there.
It took a while. And like, for him to be praying for himself, I said, bros, it's getting there. Yeah. So some of us don't have that luxury of being a pussy. Some of us don't have that luxury of, you know what, I can address this. But some of us, our own journey is painstaking, but eventually you get there. You might not have that. So you might know. So also, John is part of you knowing your worth. And as you grow, he begins to respect you and your respect. And he doesn't talk to you anymore. And then your feelings become important to him because when they realize, I can't talk about my wife like this. I can't talk to my wife like this because there's a respect here you have earned. That's what even RDJ told me for many years ago. Once you earn his respect, he would not talk to you anyhow. And that's what probably happened in that situation where Annie may not have been able to earn enough of her husband's respect to to whenever she's with her.
Or he's not sensitive enough
because
to
he's not there too.
Because he's not there too. So it's a
He's
journey.
not there, so it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a
so
journey.
it's not. So we shouldn't discriminate or dismiss her, but help her and help him to get to that point where they gradually to prune each other, and then get to the point where there's enough respect, mutual respect for them.
She needs to be ready to be helped. You know, sometimes when people are not ready, and you're saying some of these things, you're the one noticing from the outside, like the way Nigerians are noticing. So in the relationship now, she feels like you people are disturbing us. What thing concern you now? I took a walk in here, I move on. Two of us are friends. We are moving on. Our marriage is good. She's not saying it. So you need to, first of all, get to a point where you know that you're sick before you can go to the hospital. So if she starts reevaluating, and one of the ways that you can know where you are and where you're headed is to reevaluate, is to go back and have a rethink. Ask yourself, how did I feel? It was obvious she was not comfortable with that conversation.
But see, if I choose not to see it, you know, there's some people that want to see it. I can make a choice. I like to be insecure. Leave me with my insecurity. Yes, but I am about Koku. Can leave me like that. Can we respect you for whatever?
Yes, but don't get upset when people point it out because you carried your life to the public.
Why are they pointing it out?
No, because you give them entertainment with the way we talk on this table now. And we give our gist. People condemn us every day. People write stinkers to us every day because we put our lives out there, right? If you don't want to be spoken about, stay in your closet. Don't come and put it in my face. And then when I have an opinion, you get upset. So if you really do not want to be changed, there are two ways you can do this. Either you don't come out to give it to us, don't show us, you do it in your closet, nobody cares. Or even when you show us, you own it with your chest.
You know, so the reason why I said that, because I remember there was something that happened with me where my friend was telling me that, Mariah, you're so insecure. And I'm like, leave me with my insecurities. It's okay. It's a journey.
Yeah.
I'm on a journey. I'm not there yet, but eventually, this was many years ago that she was telling me that, oh, you're so insecure. I mean, yes, I know I'm insecure. Don't worry. I'll fix myself. But it's not for you to come and tell me or make me feel bad because I'm not there yet. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Let me take this call from Ibrahim. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's nice speaking this number to be. I've been trying for something.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please. I have been listening to the conversations. I've always been listening to very big fans. My own view is that most of the people I listen to about marriage always see people talking to women.
It's so difficult to hear, Ibrahim. It was a bit muffled. I tried. Yes.
So this thing that we talk about, different journeys that were going on, there was a conversation I had with Mariam, I think it was last year, and I'm like, we both said, like, we're adding weight, but I'm not ready to work on it yet. That my head is not there. So the fact that I could acknowledge that I know that I am insecure, or oh, I'm adding weight, or I am aggressive.
The first step.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, why are you so aggressive? I know I'm a bit aggressive when I feel being attacked, but I'm working on it. So understand I'm on a journey.
Yeah.
But it is out of love and kindness that most people will point out. Some are just pointing to make you feel bad. But in most cases, people will say because they love and they care. And while I've seen a lot of bashing comments on Annie, I have seen some really kind, thoughtful comments to her as well.
Wow.
So it's important that you don't just overlook the bad you are getting and you miss out on the good out there. And then like what BC said, you are in a reality show, you are calling for attention. Don't say we should start off your marriage. You put your marriage on international television because you want to be there. You want that platform. So you will take the good and the bad together.
Okay, we're going to go on a break. I want to see how we can take the good and the bad together. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this, our hot topic today. And before the break, Tokwe had asked that, how do we take in the good and the bad together? And that got me thinking, because a lot of homes and marriages are finding ways to take a bit of good and the bad. Some bads are there and you have to live with. Some bads are there and many Nigerian women live with today. And some of them will relocate and they realize that that thing that you've been living with is the same factor that is causing you guys to fall apart. You know, so can we really, or should we live with the good and the bad, or should we strive to make everything good and or strive towards perfection and not accept that, okay, this is the bad side of my husband, I accept it?
There's no such thing as perfection.
No day.
We are flawed by design. we can't dodge it. That's just how we are. That's how we've been created. However, the universe abhors a vacuum.
Yeah.
That means that you must continually decide that you will grow. In the universe, it's either something is growing or something is dying. And when I say die, it doesn't mean all of a sudden you will die, but you will be dead to knowledge. You'll be dead to new ideas that would help you. You'll be dead to a change of mindset if you are not constantly developing yourself. This thing, personal development, is very powerful, and it can change anybody's life. It's just deciding that I no longer like where I am. I can change. And by the time you start changing, you realize that, okay, my environment needs an upgrade. The people around me need an upgrade. When they start seeing the change in you, seeing how consistent you are in the change, they will, one after the other, they will gradually start paying attention to you. They will start following you. You don't even need to speak so much.
But do you think that change sometimes comes at a cost to those? For example, a woman is weighing her cost. As I'm changing and I'm realizing that I can't take this anymore. I can't take this beating anymore. And then she's thinking, okay, maybe I should manage the beating because I have 4 kids. I have 5 children. The man is stable. We travel every year for our summer. We do this, She's weighing her cost. She's like, you know what? I will take the good and the bad together. I'm not going to, I'm looking for perfection, but this one, I'm not going to lose this thing called marriage because the man beats me a bit.
So do you know that when you take the good and the bad, you are not seen in the space where you are overreacting and complaining. Nobody would know what you are dealing with. Yeah, people have seen. You don't even know that your husband beats them from time to time. When you come to their space, you will not know. They have shielded it, they have enclosed it because the marriage is more important to them than their self-esteem and their self-respect. And they're okay. So when you choose your battle, nobody will come and be saying, auntie,
you don't stand up and walk away.
You don't stand up and walk away. You have chosen it. You have lived with it. You have covered it. There's something they always say that love covereth all. You have chosen to cover it. That's your choice. But sometimes when you are bringing it out, it's a cry for help from the place of your subconscious. You're not even aware that you are crying for help. But your constant repeating and narrating and overreacting in public is a cry for help. And so what people will do is to try and help you by pointing out those things that you may not be seeing or you are seeing but you're in denial. So another step is to move away from the denial. So what I do when I get feedback that is not very pleasant, I read them. I read them because I've learned that your haters will tell you the exact truth about what you need to change. Your haters are there for a reason. They are there for your growth. So instead of getting so upset and ignoring the messages, I take it. And some of the messages have helped me today because I paid attention to it. They were saying it from a place of bitterness, but it didn't matter. I didn't crucify them. I took the message, and it also helped to change me. So sometimes when people around you, yes, because I'm on a level of self-awareness, right? So we need to get to that self-awareness. We need to ask ourselves, what is that thing that I want going forward? How do I want my home to be? Has she ever sat down one day to say, this is how I want to represent myself outside, when I go out with my husband, when I am with my children? So those are some of the steps. And if you are okay the way you are,
designing your life,
then carry it on. Nobody will complain
about the good and the bad and putting in the work, Everything that you have in this life, you put in the work. It took something from you. There's a cost to every good thing. A good marriage requires work. You have a certificate, you have your master's, it took you work.
You had to read.
MBA, it took you work. So if you want a better life, you want that elevation from where you are, you would invest the time to do the work. So some people would take that. I want the money, I want the fame, I would deal with the cheating. It's okay. It's the price I will pay. I'm going to be the madam of the house. I have the ring. So you know that there are some things, opportunity costs, things that you would let go for what you are keeping. But it must be a conscious decision. So there was when I was, I went through my season of life coaching. There was a course I put together that I never launched. I called it the Designer Life, designing your life. Because really, every human being should design your life.
Yeah.
Design how you will react. Design how you want to show up. Design how your family will be. Write it down. This is the emotion I want to feel when I see my husband. This is the emotion I want to feel when I show up in a place. So when you design it, it will not always conform. But you are working towards this particular thing. But it takes time to write it down because there were several times that I went through different coaching program and they'll tell me to write everything and I will not write, I would run away. But when I was ready, I knew I needed to design how I wanted my life to be. And in that design, you know that you will make some sacrifices. Right now, I haven't had carbohydrates in months. And
Since January.
The sacrifice I am making for the design of the life I want to have. So every human being needs to make that sacrifice. And if you're watching and you feel like, oh, these people are just talking.
No, we have lived it,
Look through your own journey and understand that you don't want to be, you might not have a reality show where your challenges will be put out like, okay, and what, I mean, not okay, sorry. Annie. And why we talk about it, Maria always says, is not to judge Annie.
It's to learn from it.
Two-Face. It's to understand what they've gone through and how maybe it mirrors what I'm going through and what lessons I can learn.
I think we can wrap up with that. Thank you so much, ladies. Fantastic conversation. Let's go.